Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday. What is going on? Good morning, BroFit. Brian, you back from vacation? How was it? It looked amazing. I saw the family pictures. Super adorable family with an speaking of, what's up,
Good
Jason?
morning, Dom. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. The hair is poofy today. The hair's
And
got some distance.
it's got some body. I'm feeling fabulous.
Yep.
Let's go.
Nice.
Definitely feeling
Let's
nine
go,
plus.
dude. Right on. 9 plus, love it. We love the 9 plus in here. We really do. Um, but yeah, how was your weekend, dude?
Weekend was full. It was a good, full, intentional weekend. Um, Kids were busy in various things. Middle daughter had like 3 straight days of friend days, which was
Okay.
awesome. We had Uh, what else? What did we do? Yeah, we were. It was not a sitting weekend. We had a margarita party on Saturday night. It's an annual
Nice.
thing that friends throw. I am. I don't know if you have heard of the Top Marg competition, but it started in
Mm-mm.
Longmont, and it's still in Longmont
Mm.
locally in a small neighborhood at one house. But I'm the second. I'm the reigning champion 2 years in a row. This year I won with my watermelon margarita. So
Oh,
still
dang.
still racking up these middle age wins. So feeling pretty good.
Right
Um,
on.
Had a really good time with Kristen. I let her kind of party. We were out till like 11:30. Uh, with
Oh,
these with
snap.
like a good group people that we don't really hang out with much, but we got really close this time. Um, Me and Kristen got a really great walk in yesterday, like a good hour together, kind of like a weighted backpack walk. And we also, like you, had to deal with some technology issues with our tween. And um, I'm hoping today that maybe we can kind of discuss that
Yeah.
possibly and how we go about that. Um, it's not a new conversation. It's been talked about umpteenth million times between
Yeah.
adults. It changes every day. It evolves every week. And I'm trying to stay out of the annoyed boomer stage and remain in the intentional parenting stage with our kids with this technology. And
It's
we'll
tough.
see where it goes. I feel like we could possibly talk about this for an hour. I had a quick idea. Maybe we'll discuss after
Yeah.
the show, see what you think.
Okay.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Um, First off, good morning, David. How are you doing? Good morning, Savvy. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Let me know how your weekends were. Super stoked that the BroFit family had a good time in California. He got that family time in, and then he is about to go on a trek with his nephew to Norway, which, I mean, just knowing what I know about BroFit, and if you don't know, follow him, and he'll gladly give you more information. But Norway's a big thing in his life. His uncle took him back when he was a kid or a teenager, and now he's full circle moment taking his nephew. So it's a pretty poetic thing, and I love that for him. He's been talking about it for a while, so that's cool. As far as my weekend, we went pretty low key this weekend because we've had some busy weekends, and then one of the main things was packing. So my wife and my two younger kids are leaving today to go on a drive to Lake Tahoe. It's about a 7 to 8 hour drive, and then my teenager is essentially going to be left home alone. Um, and then she will be taken by a friend to cheer practice later today, and then I will come home, hang out with her tonight, take her to school tomorrow morning to get her school schedule for her junior year at high school, which is crazy. Um, and then bring her to work with me to drop her off at LAX for a solo flight, an unaccompanied minor, technically, flight to Reno to join the family. And they'll be on vacation till about Saturday, I think. And I'm kind of living it solo this week while they're all in Tahoe for a family vacation. So this weekend we just kind of chilled, did a little pool, did a little chores. Um, we saw a movie yesterday. Me and Amy took Brooklyn. So we had like a 2-on-1 date, and then we met our friends, and they took their son, who's like a maybe 2 or 3 years old, younger than Brooklyn, but we all saw the Jurassic Park movie. Super fun. Can you restart? Come on, man. This guy. Just show up on time, Scuba. It's not that hard, dude.
You gotta
Good
hold the
morning, Dr.
reset.
Feelgood.
You gotta hold the reset, hit the power, and then you gotta release it at the same time.
I mean, the first minute and a half is just the theme song and the title screen playing in the background, so you didn't miss too much. Good morning, Mama Bear. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's well. I think you're getting. Did you just move? I think the moving was 10 days away, and I feel like you've been gone for almost that. So she's either moved in or close to moving, but good morning, everybody. So yeah, that was our kind of like the basic gist of our weekend, just like kind of low key chilling, cleaning the house, scheduling that stuff. And then of course, like some or most of you know, if you're in the Twitter chats and you've seen my post, we had a we had kind of like I felt like it was kind of a bomb dropped on me. But basically, we found out that both our daughters, our 12-year-old daughter Brooklyn and our 17-year-old daughter Bailey, have secret Instagram accounts that we didn't know about. Um, it was found out from like my wife found out from Brooklyn, and I don't know how she found out because it was in the middle of the night somehow. Um, that she had made a couple of accounts, and and then Brooklyn kind of sort of told on her older sister, "Oh, well, Bailey has one." And but she said it in a way like, "I don't want her to get in trouble, or this isn't like an excuse or anything like that, blah, blah, blah." Um, and Bailey really didn't because Bailey was able to explain hers a lot better than Brooklyn was, and Bailey's seemed to be more along the lines of, and I'm still not really okay with it, but going into like when I really searched my inner self as I was having these like adult conversations with my kids, I was like, this is something that I totally would have done as a kid if I had that technology. Like this is the kind of like keeping secrets from your parents or like having like you as a kid you have conversations with your friends that obviously you don't go home and then just like tell your parents the whole conversation. Like you may tell them some highlights or some bullet points of it, but you don't tell them everything. And I think that's kind of what Bailey and what I'm being told is like the majority of the high school kids. It's just for their it's just for them to share stuff or comment on stuff and just not have their parents lurking in the background. I don't know. So there was a lot. It's still not all the way hashed out. We're still working our way through it. It's a like you said, it's a really long conversation. Um, that'll take us somewhere else, but I'm fine to go there. Open house Saturday. So Savvy's got open house on Saturday. Had a very interesting family. Fingers crossed. Mama Bear's in a hotel today. Packers arriving to pack today, so she's in full transition. It's amazing. We've been moving for the last 18 weeks. Good morning, MP. How you doing? How was the weekend away at the RV? Workers back in the house. Tom, I had a moment when the police officer knocked on my door to share my daughter had a secret account. Wait, are you saying that My mom didn't want me to text, so she turned it off on my first phone. I called and acted like my mom and had it turn it back on. See, it's like that kind of stuff. It's that, like I was telling my wife, I'm like, we're gonna delete these accounts and we're gonna change this stuff, but they're just gonna open up more, like or there's another app that we don't know about. Like, I've heard about those little things where it's like an app that looks like your notepad, but really it's a social media, like all this stuff, like and I told Amy and the kids, I'm like, I don't have the time or the tech knowledge, to research and try to track you guys down and be like this hunter. Like, and I want you guys to have this freedom, like to express yourself and to like search things that you want to search. I just need you guys to understand that like you need to be safe. You need to be careful. There are scam people out there. Like you don't go meet someone, because Brooklyn's thing was like she's been getting really into K-pop and
Mhm.
singing, and like so she's been talking to people online about starting a band.
K-pop Demon Hunters is like the number one movie now.
Yeah.
I think my girls are getting to. I think they're reaching like Frozen limits of how many times they've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
the movie, for sure.
I haven't
It's
watched
it
that.
is it
I've
is
noticed
good.
it.
It is a good movie once, uh, but it's got I do enjoy the animation. It's very similar to the Spider Verse movies, which I'm a huge fan of. Um,
Yes.
but also some kind of weird stuff that I'm assuming is part of like the K-pop atmosphere that I just find humorous culturally. Um, Sorry, continue.
Well, I was just saying, like, that's what she was looking at, and it just so, like, Bailey's side of it was like, "This is just secret. These are all my friends from high school. I know all these people, like, I've met all these people, and this is just our way of sharing stuff that, like, maybe I don't want to my friends and, like, my family members to see." But it was very much like we were like, "We're not okay with this." Like, if you would have told us in the beginning, if you would have done it in a way that, like, we knew about it, because, like, the way that she started it is, like, she starts the account, she friends all these people, but she blocked all of her parents and family members. So it, like, is really hidden, and she's like, "You can check my phone whenever you want, like, I'm not doing anything." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine," and, like, we just wanna see it, and so, like, Amy looked through it and all that stuff, but then Brooklyn's side is, like, she was doing it to get into K-pop, and she was friending people that, like, she didn't know, and, like, that's where I was like, "Look, I get that, like, I'm doing something very similar myself, like, a lot of what happened this weekend, it came back to, like, well, dad's, doing this, and I'm like, "Okay, got it," but I'm 41 years old, I've ran into a lot of bad people, and I've had a lot of mistakes, so I'm trying to protect you, I'm trying to inform you that this is the world. I'm like, and I was very cautious when I first got into this whole thing. Like, people don't know this, but like I was in for a while and I was very much the quiet lurker, like in the background, just listening. It took me a very long time to like be where I am here. And, a lot of it was like I met everybody. I met a good portion of people at VCon, and that's like a controlled environment where it's like a conference. Like if I wasn't too concerned that someone was gonna like some dude in a scuba suit was gonna come steal me in the middle of the night. Like, again, I'm a 41-year-old man. I'm not a 12-year-old little girl. So it's a little like different of a story. So that was a lot of what I was trying to explain to them. Yeah, exactly. I don't even want to get to this point. Don't worry about him. Yeah, this very much is a bigger combo. And I wasn't trying to skip over this thing right here, but we're very concerned about this, as you guys all know. Like this stuff has came up with Brooklyn, like having trouble in middle school with friends and bullying and like all that stuff. And then now we're in fake profile land where she's meeting internet people and like we're very much concerned about suicide and depression and all those things, and being escaping the reality of middle school, like real life people. So a lot of that came up this weekend.
Yeah. So very similar to yours, with a few differences. So 12-year-old daughter now has a phone. All summer screen time has been not always a problem, but has always been a conversation and an issue, as far as like how much time we spend on it, what the kids see mom and dad doing, and what the parents tell the kids to do, or suggest. And it's like it's something that is constantly on my mind, to the point where I'm sure that like my 12-year-old is sick of me talking about it. And I had some thoughts yesterday, about how I'm going to be going into this school year with this not really knowledge, just like maybe expanded view of it and how to treat it with my students too. Um, so very much like you, Dom. Uh, I feel like I'm doing an okay job of treating technology as like this is something that's going to be part of our kids' lives, and cutting them off from it is not going to do them very much justice. And with that, because like it can be a battle sometimes, and it can be difficult. Um, and the big picture is that we're trying to teach them just how to be cognizant of what they're able to do with it, and also the things that might be a net negative. And also, how do we talk to our kids about it or treat it so they don't feel like they have to do these secret things, right?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have to deal like we didn't have like any secret accounts, but like Sundays is a no tech day. And towards the end of the summer, like we've kind of bent on that, just based on like what we're doing. And so yesterday, first off, me and my oldest, we had a really great like hour together, because she wanted to know about investing and
Oh,
saving.
okay.
And we had a really great money talk. Like, she's got like a green light account. She's been mowing our neighbor's yard. She's getting some money, some income. She does have some savings goals, so we can do that. So we're talking about like what percentage to put away, the choices that you get to make now that you have your own money and your own accounts. And then me and her, we went through investing, and like just how to have money make money for you. A conversation that I did not have until maybe I was 25. And thankfully, like I didn't go too heavy, but I feel successful because she's interested in it and she wants to learn more. So I'm really happy about that, because I'm also learning about it still and trying to do it. And we were able to go on our Southwest Sojourn because of some of my investing, and I'm not talking about like tens of thousands. I'm talking about like hu- tens of tens, maybe into the hundreds. Nothing to build a nest egg out of, but enough that we have some freedom to do things. So that was great. And then towards the end of the day, she got on, and was kind of secretive about it. She went on my iPad, went into my sent me a request, and then approved the request in my iPad, which I
Oh,
guess she
okay.
has the password to. And like we're probably the assholes, because me and Kristen, we keep using the same numbers and passwords because it's either a birth date or our wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So it's like we keep getting annoyed that our kids are guessing it. Like, yes, it's bad that they're doing this, but I mean, I would have done that if I was a kid. But they keep
Oh, yeah.
guessing it because mom and dad can't think of effective passwords. So now we gotta go in and change those. Um, And
So there's a my wife, I don't know where the button is because I don't think it was there before. It seems like a new update, but there's like a thing in screen time now when the password is used,
you'll
it
get a
pops up on your phone as a message.
yeah, we get that too.
Okay.
Um, so I was kind of kicking myself a little bit yesterday because like what we've told our kids is that if they are truthful, they're not going to get in trouble. Like as long as you don't lie
Yeah.
and tell us what you're doing, like we're not going to like get angry or yell at you or anything. And over the summer, we had a conversation over our trip where the girls kind of opened up. It's like, we're kind of scared of dad because he gets annoyed about technology. And yes, I definitely like anytime that I see my kids on a screen, I definitely get triggered. But it's not that I react all the time, but I don't want them to like, I don't want them to get that spider sense when dad's running around, dad's walking by and they're on a screen. It's like if they're using it and like they're just playing and doing normal things, that's fine. That's okay. So it's like I'm trying to be really cognizant of like what like they're aware of like mom and dad's attitude with it, and they know what their expectations are and limitations on it. And I think that I guess that's my challenge now. Um, But so like my example is like, I was like, "Why were you on your iPad today? It's and why how were you able to access it?" And, like, she told me the truth. She said, "Well, I went on your iPad and kind of accepted it." And it's like, great, she's telling the truth, but it's like, "Okay, well, that's kind of secretive." And I said that you won't get in trouble if you're truthful, but now it's like, this is something that needs consequences, right? So I'm in this stage of not yelling, not getting angry, but my kid also did this secretive thing that's really disappointing. How do I make this a productive conversation? Um, so I kind of like shot myself in the back there. So like this week, she doesn't have her iPad or phone. I said I'll give you 10 minutes every day to check in with your two friends that you're mostly in contact with, because
Yeah.
what I've learned is that yes, kids are on screens and it's not necessarily the games or the apps that they want. It's really just the interaction.
Mhm.
That's it. Like
Yeah.
that's
It's
what
like this, right? It's like I think we've talked about this before, and I remember this, but like we're on screens right now, all of us. All what do we got? 22 is what it shows on StreamYard, but I think there's only like 10 in Twitch. We're all on the screen right now, and and this is us interacting. Like I don't think of this as mind wasting time. Like if my kids were doing this with their friends, like Bailey's been doing this where she and her friends all get on FaceTime calls together and they just kind of hang out. Like even though they're laying in bed or whatever, videos on, videos not on, like they kind of just like hang out. They'll watch a show together or something like that. I don't exactly know. 'Cause she's 17. I'm giving her privacy. I'm not going in there. But I've gone in a couple of times just to, like say goodnight to her or whatever and interacted, and like I'll hear the other kids on out her headphones saying goodnight to me because they're all very nice, like well-mannered kids. I've met them all in person, like it's not strangers on the internet kind of thing. So like that's why like we went very easy on Bailey because we kind of know what she's doing. Like we've been involved in it a little bit, but Brooklyn's thing is like she was we found out that like she was participating in live videos. She says that her video wasn't on, but basically with strangers on the internet. And so, you know, can't say that it's not dissimilar from what I do every morning. Like you are technically a stranger, like I've never met you in person. You're a brother of a person that's become a good friend of mine that I've met in person. Like I've met Ryan a couple of times.
so we're real
Uh,
people. We're not
yeah,
AI generated.
so it's kind of like hard to say, like
Yeah.
is it, so I was very much getting caught in the moment of like, do what I say, not what I do kind of situations, and like, oh, but dad did, so there are a lot of times where I had to kind of like shut down for a minute and like rethink what I was saying. And then I kept going back to, like I said, like my childhood, I kept, because of this call that we have all the time, and you bring it up very often of like how you were raised. So like my brain started to think like that. And I'm like, man, I would have done very similar stuff. Like, at the end of the day, she's just looking for interactions with people, for common interests. And I think we had, who did we have? Oh, it was you, wasn't it? Your youngest daughter with the horses, right? We talked about that last week, or your
Yeah,
middle child.
on Friday, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very similar situation where like, Brooklyn's into this thing, and I think she seems to think that her friends aren't. And so as my wife was going through Brooklyn's contact list and basically playing a, who's this? Is this someone you've met in real life, or is this an internet person? And then she was deleting all the internet people. Brooklyn kept saying all these things and describing the people that she actually knew, like, "Oh, that's a friend from band camp. She's so sweet. She's so nice." And so at the end of that whole thing, A to Z, every single contact, I said to Brooklyn, I'm like, "Brooklyn, I heard so many times you like describe a person that you knew in real life from school up here, so sweet, so nice. Have you asked them if they're into K-pop? Like, have you asked them if they're into whatever it is that you're into? Like, do that first before you go onto the internet and start searching for people that are in, like, don't just write people off as like, oh, they'd never be interested in it because maybe they've never been brave enough to talk about it too. Like, I don't know. Like like you said, it's becoming a big thing because of this Netflix series. So what 12-year-old girl hasn't watched that Netflix show? All these people from school might be into it. You could literally start a K-pop club at your middle school and a band like, tomorrow if you just asked. And again, you're on summer break. The thing is like she's on summer break, and so she's somehow gotten into this, kind of seems like just over summer. And so she doesn't really have a lot of interaction with her school friends right now. She's remote, basically. So I get it. I think so, Dr. Feelgood. We haven't watched the show in my house. So yes, Jay confirmed that's the one.
Yeah, it's
Y'all some NPCs.
it's on my students say that sometimes, so they'll call teachers NPCs. And
We are.
just like I told Dylan, so I say, well, maybe your game sucks and we don't want to play your game. Now take your Jinkos into the corner. But there was something I was going to add to that. Yeah, interaction. It's totally different than we were kids. Like, and this is where I'm trying to stay out of the boomer territory or Zoomer, or whatever the hell they call us these days, our particular age group. It's like when we were kids, it was like we just turn off the Nintendo or Sega or Nintendo 64 or whatever because
Yeah.
that's it. It's like that's just us with a screen. But now it's like when we say that, kids are hearing, "Hey, stop talking to your friends," because that's
Mhm.
what you're doing, you know? Um, so yeah, so today it's like I feel like I'm trying to reset these expectations like literally every day. It's like, hey, how about tomorrow? Oh, wait, here's the last, sorry, this is what I wanted to bring up. The talk that we had with our daughters last night was like usually at night, like when we do bedtime, we have a general sense of bedtime in the summer. It's like they'll come in while me and Kristen are, we're kind of dead from the day, and they'll come in with their big questions, like Junie started panicking about, like, she wants to play soccer this season, so we signed up for soccer and took her out of horse riding because we're just going to do one thing and focus on that and commit to it. And she got really anxious about that choice between soccer and horses. And this was as I was tucking my youngest in, and Kristen's already in bed, and I'm tired. And then Kira is like, "Hey, can we talk about investing more?" And I'm like, "I would love to, but not now." So the discussion that we had was like I'm getting like unlimited date days with my 6-year-old. Like, we are buddies. We are like this. We've had 5 pool days in a row. I love it. But now she won't leave me alone, but I will welcome that as much as it goes. And the discussion I had with them was like, guys, you jump in, you get 2 hours a day, you jump on the screens early in the morning. I don't really see you guys. We don't really talk. Sometimes you end up skipping breakfast. And then when you're not on the iPad, you migrate to the TV and then you're on the screens. And then it's like we don't hang out. I've only hung out with Hazel, and at the end of the day, when we're not doing screens, you guys have all these questions that you could have gotten us and asked us and talked to us about when me and mom were at our best. Like, if you want to get me at my best and really have a really good conversation about like your choice of activity, or if you want to talk about investing, catch me in the morning when I've just had coffee and a Celsius and pre-workout and cooking breakfast, and I will jibber jabber for an hour and we can solve these questions. But at 8:45, I cannot do those things. So like that, like it's like the just how the energy changes is also a conversation now. It's like you got to be aware of what you're doing during the day and how to spend your energy. So like now, and my oldest, like, she was very understanding of like this, of her consequence. So I'm like, well, what are you going to do tomorrow now? It's like, I did offer, like, if you want to kind of redeem yourself a bit, then go ahead and choose 3 days where we do something exercise related in the morning, and maybe we'll rethink our consequence. And even just like when you wake up, don't get right on. Spend an hour, even just go stare at the sun, get some vitamin D and eat first, and then maybe get on. Because like we've talked about, like, adults aren't good at it. Like, some adults, it's definitely not me. I don't know. Some adults, they'll sit on the toilet until their legs are numb while playing Star Wars, Space Invaders. I've heard is a habit that some adults have. But it's like, I've talked about how, and we've talked about how, like, doom scrolling, you wake up and, like, if you grab your phone just to look at one thing, it's like you fall into something else. You read some stories that kind of set you off of edge. It kind of ruins that first 2 hours of the morning. Like adults have the same struggles too. And like, kids are also having those very similar struggles. And I think it's important to link those two together so you can keep yourself accountable, but you can also keep your kids accountable, or at least teach them how to keep themselves accountable too, with how they manage this stuff. So, stories from the toilet. Yeah. Here's something I like to do sometimes, or I've heard a friend say that when they sit on the toilet for too long and their legs are numb. I'm just kidding. It's me. Sometimes I'll stand up and be like, I wonder what this is like if, like, I'm learning how to use my legs again after a bad accident, because you can't feel them.
Yeah, that little bit of a moment.
Yeah. So, but what does help is if you do that, if you happen to be somebody who stays on the toilet until your legs are numb, if you get up and like flex your butt and do some squats, it does bring the blood back up to your head a little bit. Just a little adult tip for you guys if you like playing Space Invaders on the toilet. So yeah, it's a constantly evolving issue. Would I call it a problem? I'm calling it an issue because it's ongoing and it's not something to stop. It's just something to evolve, for sure. So,
Oof. Yep. Today went quick, man.
it did.
Today was a quick one.
Yeah.
What's funny is we didn't even address the reading, which the title is "Stop Trying to Change Them."
Yeah, it is applicable. So, if you do read The Daily Dad by Ryan Holiday, today's reading
Yeah.
does apply to this. My takeaway from today, well, I just highlighted it, is let them have their childhood, whatever
Yeah.
that entails. Don't try to change it. Don't try to have them grow up in your shadow. It's a great reading. Go ahead and read it.
It is.
Yeah.
Do some follow-up conversations whenever you guys want. We're here for it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Top of the hour, plus a little extra just for Scuba Steve because he was late. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for interacting and engaging. The chat was flying. I'm gonna go play Gangnam Style on repeat for my 12-year-old per Scuba's interactions. Yeah, we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Jason, as always, thank you for joining me.
Always great. You got a few minutes to hang out after?
Yeah,
Got an
I'm
idea?
good.
Okay,
I'll see you in a minute.
See you, everybody.
See you guys.